you know, you cover as much space as possible. Okay, enough about that. Congratulations to Flower taking out Megd once more, knocking him out of the tournament. Now, this is a hype set. This is a cool set. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think I'm curious what Monihalla's got to deal with this, because I don't know. I just see Bunny playing in Monihalla's face in ways that like a lot of other players won't be able to do, and especially with recent greatsword changes and the nerfs, that you can't just be like throwing out zoning moves like you would actually use a greatsword in real life. It's like swinging it around in these giant arcs to just control a lot of space so your opponent can't get in. You can't do that as safely anymore. So I think Bunny's gonna have a much easier time getting in, forcing the edge guard over here. Hopefully, oh, the pickup from Monihalla so Bunny didn't get bonked on the head.
So I just have to say, like, again, when it comes to the edge guarding, Bunny is going to be so heavily favored in this matchup. Why?
Yes.
She is a monster when it comes to the offstage, and guess what? Greatsword has maybe some of the most difficult recovery options in the game because, you know, Greatsword recovery, not the quickest, not the best hitbox on it. How is Bunny going to be able to secure the stock is the question. Monihalla makes it back on.
So, of course, you already just saw the side signature come out from Bunny. That's going to be an option, given the greatsword players love to play grounded. So if you charge it up for like the minimum charge time to get the maximum range, you can't just do the minimum charge time. Otherwise, you'll get the short fist like we just saw from Bunny. But if she charges up just a little bit longer, goes for the D-Sig as the on-stage punish option. Very interesting.
Yeah, that's called, what are you going to do? You're going to dodge, Bunny? You're going to jump? Guess what? I have a button that lasts a millennia. The GC D-Light into the recovery is not going to come out. It's spaced a little bit too far back. Or perhaps there's a... Whoa! The N-Sig didn't connect. Monihalla with the optimal ground pound. That's another one that we got to see played back. We're going to see that one played back.
That's
Monihalla
crazy. That's such an interesting choice and a bold choice to go for a GC N-Sig there. You have weapon advantage. You surely should have just gone for like a Gauntlet Nair and then whatever follow-up after that, whether it's a weapon toss down, whether it's a follow-up ground pound, whether you wait and see. Like, going for a GC N-Sig, burning your dodge. Monihalla was at weapon disadvantage. I think that was a little bit too much.
Oh, whoa, hold on. Monihalla sliding off with the D-Sig, goes through the double.
Do it again.
Bunny, oh, Bunny dodging past. Optimal punish, optimal downer. Bunny with the reverse neutraler to keep Monihalla off stage. Sidelight to kick him off. Bunny does not need a weapon to fight out there. That was so good. She waited, she baited, and she punished.
Yeah, I think Monihalla got a little bit too big for his britches in that moment and sliding off as far as he did. Maybe he was trying to change it up so that Bunny like expected that signature coming right over on the edge and expecting it in the same exact spot, where if he goes off a little bit further, then it's like, whoa, I didn't expect it to be in my face this early. I thought I had more time, and then getting hit by it.
That being said, Monihalla doing exactly what he does best. He found that dodge read, he caught Bunny dodging and he got that stock. Monihalla fighting Monihalla off of her with that side sig. Monihalla just faking out the weapon, being nice and patient, because Bunny, of course, is right there ready to pick it back up with that axe now. Okay.
All right. Running all the way to the left side of the stage and turning around with the skateboard. All right, buddy.
Landing with the sail. Going through the weapon
Nice
toss. Monihalla has no dodge. No dodge.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. I was worried that we were going to get another suboptimal punish like we got earlier with Bunny throughout the Gauntlet D-Sig dropping those bombs when it should have been a side sig. But no, that was perfect.
That was as perfect as you can get, because it put Monihalla just off stage enough for the ground pound to actually send him out there, despite the fact that he started off by being on the stage. So, Monihalla, a little bit of damage to make up. GC Sidelight is a big commitment. Was that meant to be a pivot and light? Oh, that's it!
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
No dodge.
Okay. I think I lost track a little bit of how much damage was already built up on Bunny. Like, even once I saw that string start to like be manifested into fruition, I did not see that the final move of it, the closer, being a KO. I just didn't see that coming.
Look at the Sensig. Look at the N-Sig. Monihalla had no dodge. For all intents and purposes, that N-Sig was just like a few frames away from connecting.
It's crazy.
You said you didn't like it as much. I liked it. I liked that GC N-Sig. I think that she had the right idea. I think she like tapped into Monihalla's brain for a second and went, I think you're going to want to go out here. Or maybe she just wanted to cover the side of the stage. And then it just didn't work out that way. It didn't go up high enough. I liked the idea. Monihalla just had the best possible punish.
Man, I really want like 3 minutes so that I can go back and look at the replay of the hammer ground pound from last game, because that's still weighing on my mind. It's making the back of my brain itch. And I'm enjoying this set, but that's going to be the first thing I do when we swap to a break. Oh, I really got to look at that hammer ground pound and see like what happened there.
Okay, so some thoughts. Monihalla did the thing again. The games where you see somebody dodge in against Monihalla are, quite frankly, the games that he ends up winning. Anybody that does that against him and think that they can get away with it, well, he just proves otherwise every single time. His damage output was there, his lethality was there, his KO potential is all excellent. That damage target, I believe, is from the last set, that is Flowers. Yeah, so that's not quite Monihalla, so please set that aside for a second. But, you know, he was able to do that. Similarly, I feel Bunny... you know, she wasn't able to get the edge guards that she was looking for. She went a little bit crazy off stage. She got some really good damage, but she wasn't actually able to secure those stocks. For her, that is one of the most important ways that you need to be able to get those. And then she also wasn't able to find a lot of side light recoveries. The D-light recovery also didn't pan out. So she was missing some lethality that game. Whereas Monihalla was a lot more consistent with actually finding those KOs, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that Monihalla is able to contest Bunny on the edge. Now, it could just be because we're still kind of early in the set, and Bunny hasn't like really found out how to deal with Monihalla on the edge. Maybe like she has been able to find against her previous opponents throughout the tournament today. Like we're 0-1 right now, right? Like that was like just game 1. We're still super early in the set. Bunny still has plenty of time to like figure it out and then realize how to like push the offstage advantage that she normally has against a lot of different people. Just, you know, you gotta experiment for a little while, because Monihalla is different. Monihalla is a significantly different player, playing different weapons than most people, playing a different legend than most people. All of that is different from a lot of different people. And look at what she's doing right now. She's completely dominating it so far. Gets the reverse side air. The turtle's just barely holding on, but there's the weapon toss to finish it up. Bunny has a massive lead.
Let me tell you something right now. Nothing feels better as an Axe player than getting that dash jump reverse side air. You feel like you're the best player in the world when you get those. And now it is up to Monihalla to find a way to secure the stock. He opts to give up stage control and let Bunny back on so that he can pick up his beloved greatsword. And let's see what he's able to do. The side light. Why is Gauntlet D-Light so big? That was longer than the greatsword side light. What's happening off stage?
Bunny almost got the neutral air, and I believe she did make connection with it, but the greatsword weapon toss bonked her on the head and knocked her out of it. That could have been the edge guard right there. That could have been 2-stock lead right there, but it was a great weapon toss from Monihalla. He does disarm himself and picks up the neutral air. All right, getting a little big for his britches with the unarmed side heavy. That's several, and the unarmed down heavy.
Monihalla!
Down heavy. Just giving her the free punish.
What did I tell you about Monihalla and those heavies and the signatures? Right, every single time, it's always going to be his own undoing. You have to be careful. The D-Sig is able to come out. Nice coverage there. I want to see really quickly what happened. Yeah, Bunny just went for the neutral air and then didn't connect on Monihalla, and Monihalla hit from behind. So, good job closing out that stock. He can evaporate the stock on Bunny. She is not out of the woods yet.
So notice like the size difference when you look at the unarmed down heavy versus the down signatures that he was just using. They have a lot more coverage. So if he went for the down signature, GC down signature, but he had the weapon in his hand, we'd be seeing different coverage there.
That's right, he was, whoa, Bunny going crazy off stage, looking for the side sig, still able to pop out that recovery. Monihalla, hungry, asking for a weapon, please, and Bunny says, well, maybe you can have one right now. Not able to cover that in time. Side light, neutral air, true combo. Monihalla, no punish on the whip GC. D-light, and light is able to come out, but yeah, Bunny has too big of a lead at the moment. I don't think Monihalla has this game.
Yeah, especially with the double axe D-lights. One more might do it, I'm not sure. Okay, the weapon pickup into the side air. Another side air. Is Bunny going to get caught here? Is this the game? Okay. Is this going to give Monihalla the confidence that he needs to bring this back? Can he get a handful of insane greatsword reads? No, he can't. But the potential was there. The potential energy was there. He just didn't convert it to kinetic energy.
What was he pressing? I think he got caught in the startup of something because he was facing the other way. He was just like, you know, flicking his movement a little bit, and then he turned back facing Bunny. I think he might have gotten called out in the startup of something when the D-light ended up connecting. So I'd like to take a look at that one more time. Yeah, but either way, like, again, you're never safe against Monihalla. That is a stock evaporator, a stock melter. So take a look, right? Walk, 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 took it around. Oh, did he just dash? He just dashed towards Monihalla, wasn't it? That was the start of a dash.
Yeah, that's what it looks like in the tiny little preview window that I'm looking at. Man, that was a tough loss. That was a really tough loss for Monihalla. That put a lot of momentum in Bunny's favor. And we'll see how this one starts off. Monihalla was able to grab the first weapon, but he wasn't able to do anything with the weapon advantage until Bunny grabbed it. Okay, there's a nice 3-piece. 4-piece.
She's getting in.
Going
She's
for the big ground pound as well.
Oh,
that could be scary.
Punish? You know, I don't think Great Sword has actually that much stuff in that position besides neutrally down it, right? And Sarah might be like a little bit too slow even. I think that's all that Monihalla had.
Yeah, I was worried about the like setup into potential juggle opportunities, which again like aren't super high on Greatsword. Like you're not seeing like yeah, you'll see that. You'll see like 2 hits. You won't see like the extended. What a spot dodge!
Yeah, incredible. Honestly, just like optimal.
Oh, again.
Punish. Bunny, good recognition that she was off stage, that she was just able to fast fall down. Didn't even need to use up a dodge. Monihalla just thought that she was going to like nervously dodge in, but no, she played that situation really well. Now Monihalla, no weapon in hand. It's Bunny off stage. Okay, we already know who wins these offstage interactions, but Money is able to get back on because Bunny opted to pick up the weapons instead. Let's see if that comes back to bite her. Who's going to be the first one to close? Bunny wants that sideline.
You saw him go for the weapon toss into the reverse cider, that turnaround cider. The devastating option. He's going to disarm himself here. Weapon spawn, yeah, it should be coming in soon. There's the weapon toss again. Is he going to go for another weapon toss initiation? Yep, there it is. There it is again. Oh, he's looking for these down airs.
Oh, I don't think he wanted to do that. I think he just wanted to do the GCD light. He wanted to do the immediate GCD light, but then he ended up dodging and down airing, and I don't know what happened there. Okay, anyhow, Bunny... Let's see, how do you... Oh, what? The side whiffed.
He didn't
the side sig.
have the timing on it. I don't know if it would have hit if there wasn't the dodge there from Bunny. It might not have hit regardless, and the dodge was exclusively there as a tool to get the gravity cancel, or if she was able to dodge that, and then by the time her iframes were over because she was initiating the gravity cancel, then she was able to make contact and get the hit. Oh, I thought we were going to see another side
exactly
sig there.
The landing hitbox of Great Sword too, but Monihalla optimal punish, very good. That's what you have to do to somebody like Bunny off stage. When she commits like that against you, she presses that ground pound, move down and away, and you don't want to keep that edge guard going. You don't want to just rush back onto the stage. You want to punish her with what she whiffed against you.
Yeah, the second she pulled out of that ground pound, you're able to jump and get above her, and while she's still in whiff lag and a little bit of movement down, then you find the axe down air. That's just like a classic axe response. Like that's axe 101. Maybe 201.
Dashing out. And Light's able to come through, putting Monihalla on stage. Bunny and Lighting in the wrong direction, not able to read Monihalla's landing. That's going to be a lot of damage dealt. He commits off stage. Very dangerous to do. Oh my gosh, the late recovery so does it. What else could he have done? Did he have a dodge?
He threw the weapon toss up. Like, that was a fantastic start because there was a time previous where he threw the weapon toss up and it interrupted Bunny's movement after. Oh, thinking he can wake up with a GC in light. There's the recovery coming out from Bunny, of course. I thought we were going to see another one, but no, she went for the GCD light. There's the in-light response from Monihalla. She dodges through the ground pound. This is scary. Yep, stage fight, game over.
Player 2.
Not against Bunny. You do not get to do that against Bunny. Bunny now going to be coming up 2-1 in this game count, in this set at the moment, playing exceptionally well. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. You see Layman off stage, you want to be able to go ahead and get the edge guard, but I really don't know if there's that many stronger edge guarders in the entirety of this game. You know, Bunny, she's comfortable out there. I feel like that's like her, that's where she wants to be all the time. So, made the most out of that. Money? Are we good? Money, are you good?
That's what I'm laughing at, Dara. We are seeing Monihalla with the desperation swap onto the Priya. He is at least level 25. I didn't catch what level he was specifically with this legend, but he's at least level 25 because he has the black color scheme. He has the gold forged chakram. So like maybe he's nasty.
That's how you know he's serious.
Who knows?
That's how you know he's about it, I guess. Okay. All right. I'll save my comments at the moment. You know what? I don't think Switch. I think he was doing fine. I think that set was doable. I don't think he was getting demolished in the slightest. So I feel like this is actually quite confusing for me. But you know what?
I don't know.
Hey, he's got those shotgun combos. He's got it.
I'm willing to be charitable here. Normally, like a desperation swap like this late set is like it's almost never a good thing. Almost never a good thing. But like he's making it work here so far. He has a massive lead, and also like we're in the chakra meta. So like this is a little bit different of a desperation swap.
Okay, I mean, this is an amazing lead that he's already built up for himself at the moment. Neutrally, Sally tries to land again. Bunny is not able to really fend off against this onslaught of attacks. That recovery is so safe. Jump Sally's gonna call out Monihalla, the ground pound as well. Bunny fast falling into the downer. Did she touch the side of the stage? She did not. Monihalla, though, not able to recognize that. Oh, that could have been so big if he had just occupied the side of the stage instead.
Still holding on this lead. It's a full stock lead. He's still essentially doing like the Chakram game plan, looking for the down air to set up into the neutral air recoveries, or if his opponent is above him, he's just looking for the regular neutral air recoveries or recovery neutral air, whatever order.
Okay, jump so Monihalla was all out of options, all out of buttons at that point after whiffing the recovery. And now Bunny, she has a lot of damage to be able to make up here. Gonna try to deny Monihalla from picking up a weapon. Weapon toss down, good damage.
Ooh, okay. Split side light, giving him a ton of range with that. Also having a solid amount of force, then the classic down air into side air. Is he gonna do it again? Looking for the recovery, not enough to KO off the top. Oh, he hits the final stages, drifting that side air all the way to the right. And I do have information, level 28, Priya. So just a little bit past that 25 required for the black color scheme.
Okay, well, I mean, it's working out. He's an entirely stock up. He's looking exceptionally healthy at the moment. His combos have been immaculate, and Bunny has been struggling to get in, and he has been beating Bunny on her own game, which is actually coming to the off stage. He has been consistently swinging and connecting everything off stage. Down and calling out the recovery. Side light, backing off, getting another side light, and light, down and recovery. Damage on damage on damage. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bunny just seems like completely unable to deal with Chakram. And given that we've seen, at least from the games that I've seen today, like not very much Chakram whatsoever, again, I'm thinking that my theory that like a lot of North American players are not really swapping to this legend for this tournament. They're going to just kind of do the old faithful. I think that could be like matchup inexperience for North America. Bunny still has potential here. She's basically going to have to play perfect Brawlhalla because it's not going to take much. Holding that one, that was very dangerous, especially going off. There was the potential for Monihalla to find like a slide off D-Light into the ground pound to tap that stock in.
Oh, that recovery, Bunny was able to get a neutral for it. Monihalla, I'm surprised that one was not enough to be able to KO off the top. So, Monihalla gets back on. Playing nice and patient here, just waiting out. He's got the time advantage at the moment. Bunny has to pick something eventually, and then gets called out for what looked like the GC, either sidelight or D-light, one of the two of them.
Yeah, just that was destruction there. So looking at the games that Monihalla has on Priya, he's played 430 games with Priya. He has a 78.14% win rate, which means a 21.86% loss rate. So I think that's pretty good. Like we come from skewed. Like the times that we point out the win-loss ratio is usually from people like Kaina, who have like the craziest looking win rate of all time. And so our like perception of that is a little bit skewed to where if it's not like a 90+% win rate, where did Bunny go? She's disappeared from the end screen. Hopefully she can come back for the next game as we move into game 5.
That's what happens when you fight Chakram, you disappear. You know, sounds like he needed this. Sounds like he needed the Priya at the moment. I mean, you saw how dominant that game was. He was not able to do that against Bunny previously. I like Monihalla's gameplay. I like his gameplay a lot. Probably, you know, one of my favorite Great League players at the moment. It just, you know, no casting bias. He's doing what he has to do. But, like, you know, you guys can read my expression. I hope you understand what I'm feeling. I'm sure some Monihalla fans are feeling the same way. I like to see him win. I like to see him succeed. I also like seeing Bunny win and succeed. Seems like they will not be opting to go to the stage or maybe going to Legend. Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about the switch? How do you feel that Monihalla felt like he needed to do this?
I mean, like, do what you got to do to win. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, like, what is your job here? If you're someone who goes like 3-2 and you're here to just like have a good time in the competition of esport, like that's one thing. If you're trying to win, which is like that's what Monihalla's job here is. Everybody in this tournament at this point is like their job is to win. Their goal is to win. Do whatever you have to win.
What's the point without doing that to prove a point, you know? I love low tier heroes, even though Great Sword is definitely not like a low tier at the moment. But I love like the character, the legend, and like the weapon specialists that are just like, no, I want to be able to prove it. It's so like anime pro tag, but I think it's cute. I think it's endearing. You know, I've never switched off of Ness in any of my years of competitive play when I was competing in another game. Even in terrible, horrible losing matchups or when DLC came out, that was really, really good. So, you know what? It just breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. It's like an angel losing their wings, man. Okay? That's the best way to put it. But, you know what? At the end of the day, listen, he's doing this, I believe, to get potentially into top 8. This might be the top 8 qualifier. So there's a lot on the line at the moment, and I totally get it. Just, you know, I felt like acknowledging the emotion that I feel, that I'm sure maybe somebody else relates to. You're about the game, you're about winning, but, you know, I like it when the weapon specialist gets to show it off.
3, 2.
Yeah, I like winners.
Brawl.
I like people who win. I like the people who go in and they do what they need to win the video game. I like winning.
Well, let's see. Is this going to be enough? Now, the switch from Bunny, I think, is fascinating here. And actually very, very smart. I don't feel like gauntlets do that amazing, neither does Axe into Chop Rooms, but you know what definitely does? It is gonna be the Orb, but Monihalla going all the way up there, not enough to take that stock off the top on Bunny, but man, she took a lot of damage. Now we see the Orb, okay? This is the weapon at the moment to counter Chop Room, based on what I've seen yesterday, based on what we've seen today, but she's not been able to land yet.
I think Scythe is also a good idea just in general because it's such a strong weapon. Like, it's one of the best weapons in the game, especially if you take out Chakram. I think it's, like, arguably a top 2 weapon. The other one probably being Hammer right now in current meta with Blasters just a little bit behind. I think Orb's a very strong weapon as well. So, yeah, I think this swap, she has at least a level 25. She has the black color scheme as well. If you give me a second to look, I can find what her legend level is on this.
But at the moment, Monihalla is just continuing this lead. He put himself off stage for a second. Bunny not going to be able to get the neutral cell. Money instead finding one of his own, not enough to KO. Now he has the sword. Okay, can he get this KO? And he adds, oh, sidelight. I don't know about that. Sidelight, that was supposed to be a D-light, but it's okay. He doesn't take too much extra damage. He was, you know, he got the stock. Bunny now needs to be able to make this comeback. What's it going to be? She is unarmed. She's been known to play unarmed. Now she has the Scythe. Scythe, definitely not the easiest weapon to find KOs with, though. Because it's either edge guards or like a pretty late D-light. Let's see if he can...
She could also potentially use the signature kit. Like some of the fates that we've seen this weekend have been using the side sig, specifically like the minimum charge time for the shotgun blast, as opposed to charging it like all the way up or long enough that you have to do to get the more like longer range focused beam. But some information on this fate from Bunny. It's her second highest leveled legend. She has she's a level 45 fate, right behind the Rayman. Of course, her Rayman is a level 100. Like she spent most of the time on that.
So it's nice that she has this in her pocket, right? Like I do, you know, if there was my favorite thing to come out of Priya, oh my gosh, the recovery didn't actually KO, is that it has inspired people now to start going in with some weapon counter picks, right? Matchups are becoming a little bit more relevant, I feel like, especially when you think about the balance of Orb versus Chakram. There's not a lot of very explicit like winning weapon matchups in the game, but it does seem like Orb, if there is a winning weapon matchup, it's probably Orb Chakram.
I think we also just have like more weapons that are relevant in the sort of like top tier that isn't like SSS plus, but like more S level type beat. Like you have Orb that's competitive there, you have Scythe, you have Hammer, you have Blasters.
Oh my gosh, there's extension to it. Excellent. Saito coming out again. Bunny looking for the call out, jumping up and away. Monihalla trying to land here. Wow.
Yeah, Monihalla is doing a great job of zoning her out. She's able to grab that orb, the recovery. It feels like he's not able to set up as many situations that like a Chakram player wants. Like he's using a lot more side airs, he's using a lot more grounded moves than a lot of the other Chakram players that are out there, just like focusing on that dare and then getting the bounce off of that and an air recovery or just the down air. Wow, he was on like the bottom side when he hit that, so he didn't get the dump of force at the top, and Bunny just kind of like fell out of it by the time it was over.
Well, you know, Monihalla still able to clutch out that stock, got the D-Light recovery, the true combo, and now Bunny, she needs that side light. She needs a oh my gosh, no dodge out there. Monihalla just opting to fall for a second. She tries to go for the double. He's all the way up high. That is a dangerous position to be in.
Oh, this is so scary.
Oh, she took a lot of damage.
Okay.
She gets the recovery, but Monihalla got so much extra credit. That could have been so bad for Bunny. Game 5, last stock each. Right now, it's not the Scythe. It is the Orb versus the Chakra. They're completely even, Sparky. Who is it gonna be? Who is gonna be coming out on top? Both of them with their pocket picks. Not their names.
this is scary in game 5. It's gonna be really frustrating for Bunny to lose this set after the Monihalla swap. Like, you beat Monihalla for all intents and purposes, and then you realize all of a sudden, oh, he also practiced Priya for this weekend, and now you have to deal with this brand new thing that you thought you had figured out.
Okay,
it's gonna be the setup.
Oh,
he's swept
off stage. Double down.
Please don't drop this, Bunny.
He got his jumps back. That was the clutchest neutral of all time. The weapon off to get back down. He resets the situation. Neutral has been reset. The NSIG is safe. This is anybody's game to take. Oh my goodness, it's not enough to KO off the top.
It feels like Bunny is falling apart here. Like, she doesn't have weapon advantage. It feels like the second she gets back on the stage, Monihalla has weapon advantage and finds a move to send her back over to the wall. Now he has Chakram. She's able to touch off of that, but is she going to be able to do anything with it? She gets past the recovery, picks up the orb. Bunny's without a weapon. The next weapon is going to be sword. She's just going to play around it. She seems to not worry too much about Monihalla grabbing the sword.
He does not want to be
too far away to
does not want
punish
to get his
the
landing
D-Light.
pod. The recovery didn't connect. The dodge was able to get past it.
Oh, Dara, this is so tense. Oh, no, it's over, dude. Why would you do that? Bunny, what are you doing? You pushed the game into almost 6 minutes long. Monihalla is almost in the center of the stage, and you think you can get back on with a GC side signature. That's crazy.
Look, that's one of the things that if it hits, it hits. However, that side sig is not fast enough. It is not deceptive enough. You don't. That was.